Hello, this is Alana. Welcome to my home studio. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a series of poses to release tension in the hips and the lower back. We're going to work to do some deep openings to rebalance your pelvis, your spine, relax, and dissolve away some of the pain that you may be having. So for today's class, I have a number of props. They are optional. They just kind of make it a little bit more cozy and comfy for you. Some things you definitely would like to have are a blanket or two. I have a bolster. If you don't have a bolster at home or blocks, you can use a couch cushion or any kind of pillows. Just something to help give you a little bit more support. You can also use another yoga mat rolled up. But I'll go over that as we need them throughout class. The other thing is a strap. We're going to use it for one of the poses. If you have some tightness in your quads, it can be really nice to help you gain a little bit more leverage and depth in the pose. But don't feel bad if you don't have all these props. Just use whatever you've got, and most importantly, just bring yourself and your awareness to your mat today. So we're going to start in a seated position. You can sit on your heels like I am. You're more than welcome to add some cushioning like another blanket between your hips and your heels if you've got tightness in the knees. So wherever you're at today, just honor what's going to feel best for your body. You could be sitting cross-legged. Just let yourself settle in. Take your hands onto your thighs and let your eyes close. Take a few moments to check in with yourself, noticing how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. Without changing anything or passing any judgment, notice how your breath is in this moment. Is it short and shallow, or deep and calm? Whatever state you are in, begin to deepen the breath by drawing it deep down into the belly, feeling the belly puff out and expand as you inhale. As you breathe out, pull the belly button into the spine to exhale that last bit of air. Breathing in again deep into the belly and then into the rib cage. Feel each rib expand away from the other as you breathe in. Exhale, soften, pour it all out. Breathing in again, deep down into the belly, and then the ribs. And then finally breathe into the chest. Feel the collarbones expand, the shoulder blades spread apart. Exhale, soften through the chest. Feel the ribs knit towards each other. And pull the belly into the spine. Linking our 3-part yogic breath. Breathing into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Exhale, pour down through the chest, ribs, and belly. Take a few more like this at your own pace. Your next inhale, softly let your eyes open with a soft gaze. Breathe in and reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale as the hands come down through the heart, placing them onto the mat in front of you, spreading the fingertips nice and wide, moving the block or blanket out from under your hips. Come to set up in all fours. So hands are spreading wide, right underneath the shoulders, and knees are right underneath the hips. Starting with our neutral spine. Inhale, let the belly drop. Lift the tailbone up. Start to take the gaze up as you draw the shoulders onto the back in cow. Exhale, tucking the tail, tucking the chin, rounding through the spine. Breathing in and out with each breath. Back into a neutral spine, and then from here take the right foot up in between the hands, coming into a nice low lunge. Now we're going to be here for a while, so take your blanket or maybe fold your mat over once just to add some extra cushioning underneath the kneecap, and then you want to pull yourself forward so that you're not right on the bony part of the knee, you're just above it, so it's a little bit more comfortable there. Then roll the shoulders onto the back, lift the chest to release the hip crease. Now, here's where you can use blocks. If you're not too open in your hips, having the blocks to lift you up is a really nice option. You have several different heights that you can customize to your body's needs. If you don't have blocks, you can use pillows or some other kind of support like books. And then wherever you are, just tap back into your breath, letting go of any kind of doing or effort here. Simply let the weight of your pelvis be pulled down by the force of gravity as you relax into the opening. As your body opens with each inhalation and exhalation, you may wish to start to take your chest down towards the floor. Taking your hands on the inside of both feet, walk the right foot out to the outer edge of the mat. And if it feels good in your body to do so, you can let the right knee splay out to the side, maybe rolling onto the pinky toe edge of the front foot. Inhale and pull your heart forward and through your arms. And then exhale as you let yourself melt down towards the earth. Coming onto forearms or onto a bolster. I'm going to grab my bolster here. So we're going to hang out in this stretch for a few moments. You might as well get comfortable. So again, just using it as a way to soften my head and shoulders so that the hips can open without any tension or forcing. Gently bring yourself back up onto your hands, bringing the sole of the right foot back onto the mat. Place your left hand onto the mat. Take your right hand onto your right knee and then exhale as you twist open, stacking the shoulders one on top of the other. As you inhale, feel length growing from your tail all the way up to the top of your crown. Exhale as you spiral around the spine. Notice your breath. If you find yourself holding your breath, that's a sign that you should ease off a little bit. We always want the breath to be free and flowing. Now here's where the strap can come in handy. If you're really flexible, you can reach the arm around for your back foot, but for a lot of us that's not quite accessible. So the strap is a really nice friend. You just take a loop of it and wrap it around the top of your foot. And then you can use your right hand to pull the left foot in towards you. You can have the arm up in front of you to ease the shoulder as well. Now without slingshotting, simply ease the foot back down onto the mat, let go of the strap. Take your hands back underneath the shoulders and then slowly push the hips back towards your back heel, straightening out through the front leg. Walking the foot back into the center, one hand is on either side of the foot as you press the hips back, straightening the right leg, keeping the big toe mound grounded, feeling the right hip socket plug back into the hip joint as the left hip rolls forward to square the hips. Again, here's another place where blocks can be really helpful, especially if you're feeling tight today. As you keep pulling the right hip back towards the back of the room, draw the heart forward and through the shoulders so that you're lengthening over the leg with a nice flat back. And then on your next exhale, softly let your upper back and your head round over the leg. Notice how this changes the sensations that you're feeling, and simply move mindfully staying away from any sharp shooting sensations. We're just looking for that comfortable edge where we feel a stretch without any pain. Gently lift the head, bend the front knee to release the stretch. And walk your hands back towards the hips. We're going to come into a squared position here, so we're standing on our back knee and our hips are stacked right over top of the left knee. From here, you can have your hands on your hips to feel the pelvis, or you can just visualize scooping the tailbone down and under. Feeling the tops of the hips roll back and open should increase the sensation that you're feeling across the front of the left hip flexor. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And as you exhale, gently arc over, taking the gaze up under the arm. Keeping that scoop in the tailbone. Draw the breath down into the lower belly. Inhale to rise up out of it. Exhale to release. Come back onto all fours. Clear your props and get ready to set up for the other side. Maybe taking the blanket underneath the right knee now. Take 3 breaths, cycling through cat and cow movements in the spine before switching sides. Inhale, belly drops, tail lifts, heart rises. Exhale, tail tucks, chin tucks, back puffs and rounds. Way back into a neutral spine. Take the left leg up in between the hands, walking the foot a little bit further forward so that you can let your hips drop down. Taking the hands once again onto blocks, rolling the chest open and releasing the heart. Remembering to pull your weight forward above the kneecap. Remember to keep the breath flowing smooth and steady, pulling the breath down deep into the lower back. Picture it swirling around your hips, asking them to release any tension. And as you exhale, let that tension go out through the mouth. At this point, you can take both hands on the inside of the front leg, walking the left foot out to the outer edge of the mat, turning your toes out. Pull your heart forward and through. And if it feels good, you can start to let the left knee splay out to the side as you roll onto the outer edge of the foot. And then lay yourself down onto something comfortable, just somewhere where you can rest your forehead. When we have physical pressure touching this point on the forehead right here, it actually stimulates a physiological cascade in our body that stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system to calm your body, restore your nervous system, and allow healing to occur. Gently take your hands back underneath the shoulders. Placing the left foot back onto the mat, walk your foot back in towards the center. Grounding down through the right hand, take your left hand to the top of the left shin. Inhale, lengthen the spine, tail to crown. Exhale as you twist and turn, stacking the shoulders, one on top of the other. Breathing slow and steady. Use your breath as a way to massage your lower back from the inside out. Twisting the chest up towards the sky. Inhale, reaching the arm up and around, bending through the back knee, reaching for the foot or finding your strap to wrap around the top of the foot. So that you can get that stretch through the quad. Remembering that these openings that we're doing, especially when we are holding them for a long time, have a tendency to bring out any stickiness, tension, feelings of anger, frustration, things that have been lingering in our physical bodies and our memories for quite a long time. So be patient with yourself, with your body, with with your mind. Acknowledge whatever is rising up for you and use the breath to exhale, breathe it out, and transform your experience. Gently release the back foot back down to the earth. Take your hands underneath the shoulders once again and start to press the hips back. Taking one hand on either side of the front leg, take the left foot into the center and continue plugging that left hip back into the pelvis, rolling the right hip forward. You may wish to have some blocks here. Once again, just using whatever supports that you need for your body today, acknowledging that every day is going to be different and each person's body responds differently to each pose in different times of the year and different times of the day. Breathing in length from tail all the way to the crown. Exhale, lead your heart forward towards the big toe. Let your head and spine curl and round. Lifting through the head and the back of the heart, gently bend the front leg to release the stretch and pull the foot back so that you can come to stand on your back knee. Stacking the hips right over top of the right knee. Find that scoop in the pelvis. Feel the tailbone tucking down and under to open up through the front of the right hip. Breathe in as you reach the right arm up. Breathe out as you arc over, taking the gaze softly up underneath the arm. Inhale to come up and out of the pose. Exhale, take the hands back down to the earth. Come into all fours and clear your props off to the side. Take your blanket and set it up across the mat. And then sit on the edge of your blanket. You can also use a bolster or a pillow if you prefer. And then we'll extend the left leg out to the side and tuck the right foot in to touch the inner right thigh. Ground your hands down behind you. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale as you glide the left hand down the left leg. Reach the right arm up and over. Breathing into both sides of the rib cage, Avoid crushing and collapsing through the left side. If you have sensitive knees, you might want to add a little cushion, blanket, or something underneath the knee. Inhale to rise up, draw the belly into the spine. Exhale to twist and turn your shoulders towards your left leg. Keeping the hips grounded, gently walk your heart forward towards the toes. Here's another nice place to use a bolster. Along the inside of the leg, allow yourself to rest as you fold forward, feeling the opening through the lower back. Walk your hands back in towards the hips, stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other as you roll yourself back up to sit. Take a deep breath in to recenter. Exhale, pour the shoulders down onto the back. Feel the connection between your sitting bones and the earth beneath you. Extend the right leg out to the side. Take the left foot in to meet the right inner thigh. Starting by opening through the side. As you inhale, take the left arm up and breathe out as you fold over, opening each rib. Soften through the jaw. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale as you twist and turn towards your right leg, taking one hand on either side of the thigh. Taking your bolster. Start to pull your heart forward and through towards the leg. Allowing patience as your body slowly, millimeter by millimeter, breath by breath, begins to open up more and more. Release any effort of pulling or trying to get to a certain part of the posture. And instead, just allow the passage of time to unfold and to dissolve away your tensions and worries. At this point, you can let yourself round over onto the support and melt into the mat. Walk your hands back in towards your hips and roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Taking a deep breath in at the top. Let it go through the mouth. Take the soles of your feet together in front of you in a nice long diamond shape. For some people, it's more comfortable to have the feet further away, and for other people, they're more comfortable with their feet closer in. It all depends on the shape of your bones, so find your sweet spot, and then take your bolster or pillow and place it on top of the feet. Pull your heart forward and through, feeling the sitting bones reach out and back behind you. And then once you feel like you can't fold any further forward, then at that point, let yourself soften and round over the support. have your head turned to one side, turn it to the other side. Place your hands back onto the floor and gently roll yourself up and out of folded butterfly. Move the bolster off to the side and swing yourself around and onto your back. Slide the place your feet on the floor, lift your hips, and then slide the bolster underneath your hips. You don't want it on your lower back, you want it underneath the sacrum. From here, let your upper body lengthen down away from the bolster. Feel your back opening as your ribs lengthen away from the hips, and the back body softens down towards the earth. Small micro adjustments necessary as you continue to breathe deep, slow, and steady into the lower abdomen. Feeling that gentle massage through the lower back. Continue to lengthen the spine away from the hips. Feeling the lower ribs melting down towards the earth. Extend one leg out long, straightening the knee, and then walk the other foot out to meet it. So that we are opening through the full psoas hip flexor in sky bridge. Allow your hips to feel fully supported as your body softens and melts over the pillows beneath you. Take the right foot onto the floor once again, bending the knee, and then place the left foot beside it. Press your feet into the ground, lift your hips, and slide the bolster out from under you. Gently rock the hips side to side, and take your shins up into the air. Cross your right leg over top of the left as if you're sitting in a chair cross-legged. So the knees are stacked one on top of the other. And then reach your hands down for the shins, or maybe the ankles, or even the outer edges of the feet. So we're splaying the feet outward, keeping the knees crossed. Supta Gomukhasana. Soften your shoulders into the mat. Feel your throat relax. Your tongue soften in your mouth. Release the feet. Unwind the legs and then cross the left on top of the right. Switching sides. Reach the hands back down for the knees, shins, ankles, or feet. Drawing the feet out towards each opposite side. Keeping equal weight through the back of both hips. Again, feel the shoulders relax. Let go of any tension or pulling through the neck. Let your teeth part slightly. And soften your forehead. Gently release the feet, unwind the legs, take the feet wide apart and let the knees fall in towards each other. Back to your soft belly breaths. The heels back underneath the knees, and then walk your legs out one at a time, extending them long along the mat. Let your feet flop open. Turn your palms up to face the sky, tucking each shoulder blade underneath the body. Gently lengthen out the back of the neck by tucking the chin. Softening through the throat. Feel your heart beat as your breath flows naturally without control, in and out through the nose and down to the belly. As we rest in our final position of the practice, Shavasana, allow the tip of your tongue to meet the tip of your gums in behind the front two teeth. Let your eyes soften closed. Imagine there's a gentle stream of oil pouring down onto your third eye. Feel the skin of your forehead soften as this oil pours down, softening the skin around your eyes, your nose, letting it trickle down the corners of your mouth towards the ears. Feeling the sides of your neck soften. Tune into the weight of your rib cage as it holds and supports some of your most vital organs. Honor your ribs at this time by tapping into their heaviness. Surrender your need to grip or hold, and let them broaden and soften into the support below you. Feel the weight of your hips as they also work all day long to hold, connect, and support our vital systems. Feel your femur bones sinking down through your flesh into the earth. Notice the weight of your calves as they soften and splay. Through the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands. Your body float here in this space, keeping your mind tuned to the sensation of breath passing in and out over your upper lip. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, stretching from fingers to toes for a nice morning stretch. Exhale to soften everything back down. Gently flutter your eyes open as you reawaken refreshed from your Shavasana. Take each foot to the floor and then roll yourself over onto your side, using the arm as a pillow. Take a couple of moments to find softness here once again, carrying this peace and stillness with you. When you're ready, you can use your hand to push yourself back up to seated. And we'll close exactly where we began. A comfortable seat with our hands together at our heart, eyes closed. Exhaling your breath fully. Inhale one deep breath. Let it go through the mouth. Breathing in lightness and gratitude for yourself and honoring your body by taking this time to practice today. Exhale. Release that gratitude into the world. It's been an honor to share this practice with you. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.